tonight on DC News Now.
I think it's really shocking given how much power Georgetown has over our personal data.
Personal information exposed. How an IT outage at Georgetown University left dozens of students vulnerable.
Hey everyone, we're tracking sunny skies and the 70s. I have your forecast coming up.
A rally to demand better pay. Hotel workers in Virginia are threatening to strike in Arlington.
And a report on unpaid traffic tickets in D.C.
Anyone who has a car and is speeding gets a ticket should pay.
How many of these tickets are from Virginia and Maryland drivers, and the new law to make drivers pay up.
Keeping you safe late at night in Maryland. The proposal to require businesses to step up security in Prince George's County.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us tonight for DC News Now at 9 o'clock. I'm Chris Flanagan.
And I'm Susan Tran. Let's talk about this data leak at Georgetown University. It has exposed the private and very sensitive information of current and former students.
Yeah, DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg joining us live tonight in Georgetown. And Daniel, this has to be awfully worrisome for those students.
And Chris and Susan, students tell me they are concerned about what could happen with their data. Data is that they expect the university to protect. Georgetown University says 29 current or recent students may have accessed unauthorized data through its GU Experience platform from 8 a.m. Wednesday to 8:30 a.m. Thursday.
I think it's really shocking given how much power Georgetown has over our personal data.
The student newspaper The Hoya reports it viewed spreadsheets with full names and dates of birth, social security numbers, immigration and visa statuses, as well as financial aid information dating back to the 1990s.
I don't know how that happened. It is concerning.
The university says it wasn't attacked and its system wasn't compromised, but an inadvertent setting change allowed some users with GUIDs to access data that would otherwise only be used by administrative staff. Still not comforting for international student Laura Smith.
Definitely when I saw visa information could be exposed, I was a bit freaked out, but I'm not sure what someone could do with that information or whether it would really be damaging to me. I think I'd be more worried if I was a US student who had their social security number compromised.
Others think the university isn't doing enough to protect them from the students who have their data.
So they email them and ask them to please delete the data, which I feel like they should be a little more aggressive than that.
The university says using, sharing, or saving any of the data could violate university policy and have legal ramifications. The university says it takes data security and privacy very seriously and that it is continuing to investigate how this happened and to take safeguards to prevent it in the future. We're live in Georgetown. Daniel Hamburg, DC News Now.
All right, certainly concerning for so many. Daniel, thank you. New tonight, D.C. police searching for this car involved in a hit-and-run crash with a police cruiser. It happened earlier tonight on 4th Street Southeast, just south of M Street. If you have any information, you are urged to call police.
All right, this is first check on your Thursday evening forecast. The Chief Meteorologist Janessa Webb. Not bad out there right now.
I know, chilly, but we're going to warm up? Yeah?
Yeah, we're watching a warm up.
Oh, good. Nice. Okay.
Yeah, excited
we're
for it. Yeah, I was like, where's your big coat? Now you don't need it. Right?
Okay,
that's how quickly the weather is going to change across the DMV. Excited to go into a Friday with mostly sunny skies, and folks, that's not changing anytime soon. Our weather team, we are not tracking any precip next 5 to 7 days. Can you believe it? It's because that low that you are seeing across the region is pulled out towards the center of the Atlantic, and this high is finally making its way across West Virginia and parts of the DMV. It will dominate the weather game and really kind of stall out for the next 5 days, allowing us to see drier air pulling in from west to east. And so winds as well, they're starting to die down 5 to 10 miles per hour. Our mountain peak areas up to 10 to 15. And really temperatures are not as cool compared to 24 hours ago. Upper 40s to middle 50s in most locations. Tomorrow is still a very chilly start, wall-to-wall sunshine. It's setting us up for an ideal weekend back into the 70s. I have more on this forecast coming up.
Dozens of union hotel workers in Northern Virginia are rallying, calling for better wages. They say they're struggling to get by. They're also threatening to strike and take their demands right to the doorsteps of their employer. DC News Now's Max Marcilla has a story.
It was as loud as it was united. These are union hotel workers who work at 4 hotels in Northern Virginia, a few right here in Crystal City. And on Thursday, they were literally banging the drum for better wages.
The hotel industry is thriving, and without us, Hilton would not making record profit.
It's a fight the union hotel workers in D.C. just went through. In their most recent contract, they secured a promise for a pay raise from $26 to $33 by 2028. Union workers here won't say their end goal, but want to see something similar.
Estamos aquí para pelear. Nosotros estamos aquí para nuestras familias.
After the rally, dozens of these union members marched to hotels where they work, including this Hilton behind me. They all say that their message that they shared at the rally is the same that they would tell the hotel management and the people coming to the negotiating table.
Everything is expensive. The housing is expensive. Gas is expensive. Living in the city is very expensive. So we're asking them to adjust our living expense because it's very hard to live in this city.
They took those messages to the hotels, their workplaces, though for many, it's not their only one.
The cost of living has gone up significantly.
We reached out to Hilton, which owns the hotels that employ the 550 unionized Northern Virginia hospitality workers. They have not yet responded. A spokesperson for the union says there is no strike date, but if they don't get what they want, they are ready to take a strike vote pretty soon. Reporting in Arlington, I'm Max Marcilla, DC News Now.
New tonight in Maryland, we are getting a look at some new video tonight showing 2 break-ins in Bethesda from back on September 9th. Montgomery County Police are looking for the suspects you see right here on your screen. On the left, that's from the Exxon gas station there on Old Georgetown Road. And then on the right, it's video of the Village Green Apothecary, which is just a half a mile away from that gas station. Police believe it happened around 3:30 in the morning, and they say the 2 managed to steal a safe from the gas station. Anyone with information is urged to call police.
And Baltimore police want the man seen on a widely shared video attacking 2 Commanders fans to turn himself in. Police have issued an arrest warrant for this man, John Callis. The video appears to show the 24-year-old wearing a Lamar Jackson jersey, punching and kicking the 2 Commanders fans. This is after Sunday's game in Baltimore. Callis is wanted for several counts of assault.
Drivers in the district have racked up nearly 1 million tickets from traffic cameras in just 6 months alone. That's all according to new data from DDOT. And roughly half of those remain unpaid. DC News Now's Marielle Carbone is digging through all of this data for us. And Marielle, how's the city going to try to get these drivers just to pay up?
Well, new legislation that now is in effect aims to fix the problem. But Susan, so often we hear about out-of-state drivers racking up thousands of dollars in tickets from these cameras and not paying them. Now, the new biannual report just released by DDOT digs into some of those numbers to give us a more clear picture as council works to crack down on dangerous driving. In DC, and it's likely you'll pass one of these, an automated traffic enforcement camera.
Yeah, I really pay attention to them.
The camera is intended to stop reckless driving, like this one on 8th Street Northeast.
Most of them, but this one is pretty fair. You know you're going to catch speed going down the hill.
Fair or not, the city has collected more than $87 million from AT tickets in the first 6 months of fiscal year 2024. And that's according to new data from DC's Department of Transportation. Across the district, more than 973,000 tickets were issued from October 1st, 2023 through March 31st, 2024. A majority, roughly 40%, went to Maryland drivers. Despite the sheer number, a large amount remain unpaid, $525,000 during that time. Most of those from out-of-district drivers.
We've got some dangerous drivers that think that there is no accountability.
Councilmember Charles Allen hopes the STEER Act changes that. It went into effect on October 1st and gives the Attorney General the power to sue out-of-state drivers who rack up thousands in unpaid tickets.
I hope that what it does is show people that we're going to put teeth into our traffic enforcement.
I think anyone who has a car and is speeding, gets a ticket, should pay it.
D.C. local Todd Clark wants drivers to be held accountable. As to whether or not the cameras make the roadways any safer,
there's some locations where it feels like it's unnecessarily in the way.
and so we can expect the Attorney General's office to start actually bringing some of these cases forward. We know that they're actively working to hire some attorneys to work specifically on these traffic cases. Councilmember Allen tells us that the OAG's office has hired already at least one attorney for that. Reporting live in Northwest D.C. tonight, I'm Marielle Carbone, D.C. News Now.
All new tonight, laws capping rent increases and protecting renters are now in effect in Prince George's County. The law sets a strict 6% annual limit for rent increase for senior homes and 3% for all other homes. It will also include exemptions for newly constructed units, dormitories, and assisted living facilities. The legislation is aimed at protecting renters while still letting landlords make investments in their properties. It will continue through June. Now, County Executive Angela Alsobrooks saying in part, this law will provide renters with the security they need, ensuring they're not burdened by steep rent hikes. You can read more on the certain exemptions from our website, dcnewsnow.com.